Host, welcome back. Today we are diving into the chilling world of Keeper, a 2026 folk horror film directed by Osgood Perkins. This isn't your typical haunted house story. It's a dark tale of immortality, ancient bloodlines, and a betrayal 200 years in the making. Let's break down the plot and that twisted ending. The film begins with flashes of four women from different eras, all appearing to be in immense pain. We meet our protagonists, Malcolm, a doctor, and Liz, a painter. To celebrate their anniversary, Malcolm takes Liz to a secluded cabin in the woods. The red flags: Liz notices the cabin has no curtains on the windows and, strangely, no locks on any of the interior doors, except for the bathroom. Tension rises when Malcolm's cousin, Darren, arrives unannounced with his girlfriend Minka. Malcolm insists Liz eat a chocolate cake left by a caretaker. Liz, who hates chocolate, eventually eats it in a trance-like state. Horror strikes as she discovers a human finger hidden inside the cake. The next morning, Minka vanishes into the woods, snatched by a tall, pale creature. While Malcolm is away, Liz finds an old locket in a creek containing a photo of a woman who looks exactly like her. She begins experiencing terrifying hallucinations: a woman with a plastic bag over her head and a ghostly figure with a neck that stretches like rubber. Liz finds an old photograph of Malcolm from what looks like the 1800s. She realizes he hasn't aged a day. Malcolm finally confesses. 2 centuries ago, he and Darren encountered a witch in these woods who looked identical to Liz. They captured her and kept her in a shed. The woman gave birth to several non-human offspring, monstrous creatures that live in the shadows of the cabin. The pact: these creatures grant Malcolm and Darren immortality. In exchange, the men must lure women to the cabin to serve as feed for the Kriotu. Malcolm traps Liz, expecting the creatures to consume her. Liz jumps from the balcony into a stream to escape, but is pulled out by the creatures. Instead of killing her, the creatures take her to the basement. They see her as their true mother because of her resemblance to the original witch. The plastic bag lady reveals her face, a horrific fusion of all the previous victims' souls. Without their sacrifice, Malcolm's immortality fades instantly. He turns into a frail, elderly man. Liz emerges, her eyes turning pitch black, fully embracing her role as the new matriarch. She forces Malcolm to eat the drugged cake and shoves his head into a large jar of honey, mirroring how he kept the original witch's head preserved. Final shot: Liz walks away, now the true keeper of the cabin and the creatures. Key themes to mention in your video. The locket suggests that Liz is either a reincarnation of the witch or a direct descendant, explaining why the universe brought her back to the cabin. The honey jar: this is a reference to mellified men, an ancient practice of preserving a body in honey for medicinal or ritualistic purposes. The title, Keeper, refers to Malcolm keeping the secret, but ultimately to Liz, who becomes the keeper of the creatures.